Thomas shuffled through the dusty attic, the scent of old paper and forgotten dreams thick in the air sunlight, thick with motes, slanted through the lone window, illuminating a lifetime packed away in trunks and boxes. Retirement felt vast and quiet, especially since Clara, his wife of 52 years, had passed. The silence in the big old house was a physical presence. He wasn't searching for anything specific, just seeking a connection, a whisper of the vibrant life they'd shared within these walls. His gnarled fingers brushed against a small, leather-bound case tucked beneath a stack of yellowed sheet music. It felt cool and unfamiliar beneath his touch, a secret waiting patiently to be discovered. Opening the case with trembling hands, Thomas found not jewelry, but a meticulously folded piece of thick parchment. Unfurling it carefully, his breath caught. It wasn't a map of any place he recognized, no mountains, rivers, or cities. Instead, delicate, swirling lines intertwined with precise notations. The scent of roses by the garden gate. May 68 first dance beneath the old oak, trembling hands. July 65 laughter echoing in the empty bakery, our secret haven. October 71 each inscription pulsed with a warmth that seemed to emanate from the page itself. This was no ordinary map. It was a chart of moments, a geography of the heart. Clara had drawn. A profound ache, mixed with wonder, washed over Thomas. Clara, his quiet, observant Clara, had been a cartographer of their shared soul. She'd mapped their love. Landmark by tender landmark, he traced the line labeled Garden Gate. May 68 with a fingertip. Instantly, the dusty attic air transformed. He smelled it. The heady perfume of the deep red roses climbing their garden fence. The exact variety they'd planted that first spring in the house. He felt the cool, damp earth beneath his shoes, saw Clara's younger face, radiant and slightly sunburned, turning to beam at him as she clipped a perfect bloom. The memory wasn't just recalled. It enveloped him, vivid and breathtakingly real, driven by a yearning deeper than any he'd known since her passing. Thomas followed another line. First dance, old oak. July 65 the parchment hummed softly. The attic dissolved suddenly. He stood beneath the sprawling branches of the ancient oak in Miller's Park. String music, tinny from a distant speaker, filled the warm summer night. Fireflies winked like scattered stars, and there he was, 22 years old, impossibly young, his palms sweating as he nervously asked Clara Bennett for a dance. He saw her shy smile, felt the tentative brush of her hand in his, the stiff fabric of her blue dress, the awkward steps, the shared, self-conscious laughter as they stumbled. It wasn't just memory. It was resurrection. He journeyed across the map, a time traveler guided by Clara's loving hand. He revisited the empty bakery, October 71, tasting the stolen sweetness of a still warm cinnamon roll on a rainy afternoon, their refuge when the world felt too loud. He stood again on the windswept cliff of Seagull Point, August 80, arms wrapped around each other, watching the stormy sea crash below. Feeling invincible, he sat in the cramped, joyful chaos of Anna's first birthday, March 76, cake smeared on tiny fingers, Clara's exhausted, blissful smile lighting the room. Each location pulsed with the unique, irreplaceable energy of their life built together. A symphony of ordinary moments rendered extraordinary by love. The Mapiuro's magic was potent, a balm and a bittersweet sting. Thomas found the path leading to later inscriptions. The hospital garden, quiet strength, June 12th reading aloud by the firelight, November 19th these lines glowed with a softer, more profound light. He touched the one marked simply our window, holding on. February 20th the parchment warmed. He was back in their bedroom, moonlight silvering the familiar furniture. Clara, frail but serene, lay in bed, her hand small and cool in his. No words were needed, only the profound silence filled with decades of understanding, the shared breath, The unspoken promise of love enduring beyond the confines of the frail body. It wasn't a memory of illness, but of transcendent connection. Thomas finally lowered the map, tears tracing paths through the dust on his cheeks. The attic settled back into its quiet stillness. The desperate loneliness that had gripped him for months had shifted, softened by an overwhelming wave of gratitude. Clara hadn't left him lost, she'd left him the most precious compass imaginable, a euro, a guide not to a physical destination, but to the eternal landscape of their shared love. He carefully refolded the parchment, holding it not as a relic of the past, but as a testament to a bond death couldn't sever. Glancing at her photograph on a nearby trunk, her eyes seeming to twinkle in the sunlight, Thomas smiled. He knew the map wasn't just to yesterday. It was a promise that love, truly mapped, never truly fades. He descended the attic stairs. The silence, now companionable, filled with 1,000 echoes of her laughter and the enduring warmth of their journey.